Welcome back to the Bulldog Insider. Time for Coach's Corner, brought to you by Midland Tractor. All right, Coach, phase one of your season is now over. You finish non-conference play and you go 2-2. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's nice to get a win, obviously, last night, and to get our record back to 2-2 and have some momentum going into league play, having a bye week to get a little bit healthy, because we have been banged up pretty much through the first 4 games. So the bye week does come at a good time right now. But we're improving. You know, we have a lot of growth to still accomplish. As long as we keep improving every week, we got a lot of young guys playing, but they're getting valuable experience right now, you know, in game situations, and I see some of those young guys getting better each week.
I'll ask you a few questions about the bye week in a little bit, but specifically last night at New Mexico State. You win the game, you never trailed, you led by as many as 24 points, and you had a couple of really big plays. Jalen Cropper, the 79-yard touchdown run, Waylon Free, that 91-yard pick six. Just how big were those big plays in that game?
Oh, they're huge. You know, those are uplifting to the team. They were actually moving. Waylon's pick was big, and anytime you can turn a turnover into a touchdown, that gives you a big boost. And to see Cropper, because he didn't practice much last week, he was down a little bit, and so to see him as explosive as he was nice to see. But those are always uplifting to the team. A lot of momentum goes along with those.
We saw the potential with Waylon Free last season, but with Cropper being a true freshman, we've seen the speed, and we know that he's been involved in the offense all season, but what is his ceiling? What is his true potential?
Well, he's going to be a great player. You know, he's still a young guy. He's getting used to the speed of the game. The great thing about him is he does play really fast. You know, it doesn't shock him. He's not big-eyed out there by any means like a true freshman can be. But as time goes on, he'll be more and more involved in the offense. But he's done a nice job. We're really pleased with what he's done so far.
Moriya Edwards, another Valley guy. Cropper, of course, Parlier native. Moriya Edwards from Tulare. He finally gets in a game, and in his first game as a Bulldog, he leads you in yards. He had 8 catches for 70 yards. How happy were you for him that he got into the game, and what did you think about his performance?
Yeah, he did great. You know, it's been such a long road for him because he's been injured most of the time, and so for him to come back, be our leading receiver last night, made some really tough catches at key times for us. He's a great young man, and I know it's been frustrating over the last couple of years for him, and so it was nice to see him healthy and contribute to our win.
So with Edwards, Cropper, Wheatfall, Grimm, Glaspie, you guys are loaded at receiver. Chris Coleman was a wide receiver, and he played defense for you last night. Can you take us through your thought process on why you would switch him?
Well, we've had quite a few injuries in the secondary, and now we have some really young guys there, some true freshmen there. And when Chris first came, and we recruited Chris as an athlete, he went into the DB room. And so as we were looking for some answers, that the speed of the game or the bright lights wouldn't be too big for him, and we wouldn't have to put a lot of pressure on a young kid, the obvious answer was Chris. And Chris, being the guy that he is, the team player that he is, when I called him in and asked him if he would be willing to do that, he said whatever's going to help us win. And I thought he did an admirable job last night. You know, for your first game, you've been practicing there for 3 days, and then all of a sudden you're in the midst of the action, and I thought he did a really nice job. So we were pleased with him. He still has a role on offense, but most of his time is going to be on defense until he can learn the whole defense, and then we can get him back on offense for some plays as well.
Coach Cesar Silva had a great game last night, 3 for 3 on field goals, 3 for 3 on point afters. After his poor performance against Sac State, how pleased were you with him rebounding?
It was great. You know, I called him at the beginning of last week, and you know, told him, hey, you're our guy. And you know, he'd hit the ball well against Sac State. He was just a little right, you know, and that happens on Sundays to the NFL guys as well. And so he worked hard on fixing a couple fundamentals, and was true with every ball that he hit. You know, nothing was even close. He was right down the middle. So really pleased the way he bounced back.
Now, there's always good with the bad, and you said last night that you would have preferred not to get 3 and get 7 in some certain situations. How do you work with your red zone offense to punch it in instead of settling for field goals?
Well, we'll keep working at it. You know, I mean, it's offense is a thing where all 11 guys has to has to execute at the same time. You know, sometimes you got guys open, you get a breakdown in protection, you know, different things like that. So we'll keep working at it, and the main thing is keep trying to improve each week and not settle for field goals, because in some of these tight games as we go into conference, it's going to matter that we get in the end zone.
On that subject, it all begins and ends with the quarterback. The numbers for Jorge last night don't really jump off the page. 20 of 31 for 147 yards, but no turnovers for the second game in a row. How do you think he's progressing this season in his first season as the starting quarterback?
He's doing a great job. You know, 20 of 31 is not all that bad when you're throwing some balls away because you might have a protection breakdown here or there. Going into this week, he was in the top 14 in the country in total offense, you know, so I mean, I think that's pretty good. I don't know, you know, when the last time someone here has been in the top 14 in the country, maybe one of the Carr brothers or something, but he's playing well. He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job in practice, and when you don't turn the football over, that's key, and he hasn't turned the football over, so proud of that.
Fresno State is 2-2 this season. Time for a quick break. More with Coach Tedford when we come back.